All right, folks, welcome back to another week of Stan and Jill.
Yeah, happy to be back. There you go, I think.
Oh, okay.
Hello.
Hello, yes, our guest.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Our guest this week is Constantine Novotny. 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 Yep, okay, there it is.
Here we go.
Sorry, I'm working the soundboard as life is exciting. Constantine, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Oh, let's see here. I am 27 moons old. No, that's not true. Moons?
That's like
maybe I'd be like
2.5
or something. Yeah. To be more specific, I'm 27 years old. I don't know how many moons that is.
We can look it up.
I would guess it would be over 100 moons.
At least more than 6.
Do you think moons correlates in any way to dog years?
You know, these are the important questions that we don't talk about enough.
Yeah, we should talk more about this.
Yeah. This is good. Well, anyways, Constantine is a master's student in voice here at Notre Dame.
Yes.
In the MSM program.
Master of Sacred Music.
Yes, sir. And he is here this week because he is in a band.
Yeah, well, you know, with the Master of Sacred Music, we get a lot of exposure in choral singing, concert singing, maybe art song.
Yeah.
What was your question?
You are here this week to promote.
What did you just do?
Blank.
I have just finished writing and producing an album with my rock band. You can call us Baroque Pop if you are specific, but really you can just call us singer-songwriter maybe. Yeah. So we have the album. So the name of the band. Why don't I start from the beginning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't I start from the beginning? The name of the band is the Sundots. Sundots being one word and the being a separate word preceding it.
You know.
Sundots.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have an album now called Animals. It's 11 tracks long. These are songs that I wrote with the help of my friends, because that's how I get by. Mm-hmm. And so each song that I wrote was then supplemented and augmented by each member of the band, consisting of my best friend in the whole world, Timmy Matsumaki-san, the bass, on the funky flea bass. And
Timmy has like the world's most epic beard, right?
He the landscape of his face is constantly in motion. He recently did have the longest beard to date.
Okay.
That has ever graced his cleft, cloaked his cleft, and but right now he's keeping it at a nice fuzz level.
Okay.
Because he has a girlfriend, and you know how that works.
Women.
A lot of ladies don't prefer a big, long, bushy philosopher's beard, which is a shame. I think maybe things might change in the future if more people like him exist. But he's one of a kind, so I guess it will never change.
Okay.
Only the landscape of his face will change.
You know, as one does. So anyways, now that we've taken that fun tangent.
And then the drummer of the band is Daniel Siderman. You see, here's the story behind that. I went to elementary school with Daniel, and we were friends in 4th grade. Since 4th grade. Not exclusively just 4th grade. And then we went to high school together. We were in the band Backlash, winning first place at Battle of the Bands.
Wow.
We weren't very good.
But you were good enough.
Good enough for
win
Walled Lake
first
Northern
place.
Battle of the Bands. And then good old Daniel went off and eventually studied at Michigan State. Okay, well, that's where Timmy went to school. So I was like, yo, my man Dan is there. Timmy, you got to meet him. And they'd already met.
Right.
So I don't know why I said that, but like, but anyway, they ended up living together, and they became best friends too. So we had this amazing triforce of best friendship, and he plays drums. I said that, and so we had a drummer, a bassist, and then I play guitar and piano, and I like to sing. And I had these songs, so I assembled this group, this 1980s super group called the Sundots. And we've just finished releasing the album. It is now available on Spotify, iTunes, CD.
Vinyl?
Not vinyl, because it's
vinyl.
very expensive, and you have to do it in bulk.
Oof.
You don't really know if you have a market.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
So when we,
Okay.
maybe when our Spotify plays go over less than 1,000,
Right.
we'll start thinking about vinyl.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Here you go. I will single-handedly get you to 1,000.
Yeah, thank you.
I listen to it all the time.
I
Like for
appreciate
like
it.
the last week, consistently.
Oh, thank you very much. Or, I really mean that. I mean it.
You're welcome.
The biggest dilemma of an artist is will it be heard?
Yeah, well, I made my mom listen to it in the car, so you got at least 2. And Gil
Yeah.
listens to it, so
It's
3.
great.
Gil listens?
I do.
Gil listens.
That's so
Oh,
good.
We were
You guys,
texting
I'm
about
flattened.
it last week.
All right. So do you want to start with the title track? Do you want to say anything
Yeah,
about it?
so the song is called Animals. Who knows why? You'll find out. We named the album after it. We had actually originally a first track called Protestant Rock and Roll, which sampled the famous Lutheran hymn Ein feste Burg.
Shut up.
You didn't hear it? I posted it last year on Reformation Day, like whatever, the 500th anniversary. So I was like, okay, this is going to be the release day for this. And we were so confident. We were like, yeah, this is the first track off our upcoming album coming out in the spring or something. And of course, that never ever happened. And Timmy mixed it all himself because he's a genius. And what happened is he learned a lot about mixing since that song came out.
Okay.
And I just kind of decided it's a great song. I like it. I enjoy. I'm happy that I wrote it, but it didn't kind of hold up to the. It was a little bit. It was like biting off too much.
Okay.
For the resources we had, so we made the executive decision to take that off as the first track. And instead of just bringing in a different song that I'd written since then, I said, you know what? None of the songs I've written are a first tracker. I got to write a new song for this album.
Yeah.
This album's supposed to be done by now, and I got to write a new first song. So you know how much pressure that is.
Right.
So I toiled over the first song. I was like, what is it going to be? It has to be this perfect introduction. I like listening to albums. I like studying how they're constructed and like how people present or, in different ways in which they start off the album. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, wow, this is pressure. The pressure. Can you imagine? So I toiled. And I listened to I have a bank of voice memos, snippets of ideas that are waiting to become songs. And I listened to like most of them. And I'm like, okay, well, this could be a song. This could be a song, blah, blah, blah.
And did one of them slap?
Here's what happened, Gil.
Okay.
I took a break. I was like, I cannot do this anymore.
Of course.
I can't. I got to take a break. So I was at home in Detroit, Michigan over Christmas break.
Right.
I literally took a break. And I was in my underpants, and I was folding clothes in my living room, right in the middle of the house, where I had set up my camp. My laptop was there. I'd do some work, this and that. The piano's nearby. And I have my room is a mess.
Mm-hmm.
And I am just like bored, and I don't want to do anything. I just want to watch, who knows, The Tudors, Netflix. And what I do, I just burst out. I burst forth. I don't want to clean my room. No, I don't. No, I don't. And I said, "Great Scott!" And I went to the pianoforte, and I played out I played out the melody. It's like, okay, that kind of sounds like the NPR theme, but it's a little different. Like it also sounds like a Beatles song. Wait a lonely lifetime. But I was like, this was such an organic burst.
Plus, I mean, I feel like once you get it off of a pianoforte and maybe onto a modern piano,
Yeah.
it'll sound less like
It sounds
the NPR
different.
theme.
And I added the chopsticks. Boom, 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 boom. And I was like, okay, all right, this is my new first song. And I, about it's about like it might sound childish at first. I don't want to clean my room, like a child's dilemma.
Mm-hmm.
But listen to me. That's a dilemma that everyone deals with their
That's
entire
true.
lives.
That's fair.
There are 91-year-old men who don't want to clean their room. And you're not going to let anyone in that room until it's clean.
Yeah.
No.
Or you're going to go to someone else's room. So
As
that's
you
the idea of the song. Just
Okay.
being an animal.
All right. Well, so here's the title track from the new album Animals. Animals.
Do I wanna clean my room? No, I don't. No, I don't. I know I have to and I will real soon. No, I won't. No, I won't. I pick up the animals, I love the animals. I pick up the animals, it's all understandable. Do I wanna clean my room? No, I don't. No, I don't. But do I wanna sleep with you? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. 'Cause I'm just an animal, only an animal. I'm just an animal, it's all understandable. Do I wanna clean my room? Just for you, just for you. Or do I wanna spend the night with you? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. 'Cause I'm just an animal, only an animal. And you're just an animal too. And since you're an animal, and maybe it's a magical, then you'd wanna be with me Cause I'm just an animal, only an animal. I pick up the animals, it's all understandable. Do I wanna be with you? Yes, I do. 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 Yes, I do.
All right. So that was Animals.
So really it's a love story by the end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lust story. At first you think it's a lust story, but
Right.
really it's a love story.
Okay.
Yeah.
I kind of want to get into the designation of Baroque Pop.
Yeah, okay, I'll tell you
because that's-
exactly.
I love that phrase.
People don't realize that it's all around us. It is in the air we breathe. It's in the food we air.
Yep.
Oh, wait, no, it's in the food we eat.
There it is.
So, okay, now check me out. Hear me out.
Mhm.
Who doesn't love Queen? Raise your hand if you love Queen.
Nobody can see us, but we're all raising
Well,
our hands.
yeah,
For the record.
didn't even
Yeah.
think of that.
It's just
There's some people out the window raising their hand, but I think it's they didn't hear me.
They're just typed up.
Yeah, they have other things
You know.
in their life they're dealing with,
Yeah.
causing them to raise their hand. So Queen is a good example of Baroque pop. Now,
Okay.
what in the heck does that mean? I'll tell you. Baroque pop is popular music that seems to be influenced or adhere to the customs of classical music.
Okay.
This is all I've ever wanted in my life. Okay, to
Right.
even in high school, I was outspokenly weird about how much I loved Mozart and Beethoven and classical music, and I was disturbed by the fact that no one else knew about it
yeah.
or cared.
Yeah.
And whatever. I was kind of even more dorky than I am now. But there's something about that stayed with me. I don't walk up to pedestrians and accost them regarding their distaste. What does accost mean?
It's like kind of like assault, but like a nicer way.
Oh, like verbal? Can it be a verbal?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You're
don't mean to-
definitely-
I don't
you're
go up-
using it correctly.
Yeah, I don't
if
go
you
up
aren't,
to them.
Gil will correct you. I promise.
I don't go up and I don't start screaming at them regarding why they don't listen to more Mozart, right?
Yeah.
But you just can't scream at people. Well, they won't listen.
No.
So what you have to do is you have to write popular music, infusing what you want them to hear
Okay.
in a pill that is of sweet sugar that
Okay.
will help them get the nutrients they need, which is they look forward to the vitamin.
Right.
Because it's a gummy vitamin and it has the flavor of grape. But underneath the grape is some very important nutrients like
Of course.
biotin, vitamin C for sure,
Yeah.
vitamin A,
Vitamin D if you're lucky.
vitamin D. Emma, is what I'm saying making sense to you?
Yes.
Yeah,
I just
it
want
makes
people
sense.
to enjoy a good pop song and realize at the same time that they are hearing classical music disguised.
Yeah, so I think this next song also does a great job of it. And this next song is actually my favorite on the album. And at the end, you use a contrapuntal device, I believe, for Rubber and Glue.
No, I don't.
No, is
No,
it a different one?
Well, the one we just
Oh,
listened to had
no.
a canon.
Dang it!
And the one we just listened to had some polyphony as well. And
Right.
the one we listened to also modulates to 4
Right,
and also has plenty of secondary function.
as you do.
These are all classical music things that I, just kind of put over this veil of wanting to not clean my room.
I am just going to hide in the corner now after that shameful swing and a miss.
No, Gil. Okay, so this next song, Rubber and Glue,
Yes.
is the oldest of them. It was the oldest one to be written, to have written,
To have been begotten.
to have been begotten, but it wasn't. It wasn't fully formed until a little bit after other ones.
Okay.
But you're hearing some of the very first traces of me writing a decent song.
Okay.
Decent, because I've written way more bad songs. Not that any of these are good. I don't want to give
No,
off
they're
the-
good. They're
that I
good.
want to be. Oh, these are
We'll
good
validate
songs,
you.
whatever. But this was one of the first times I was like, oh, maybe I can write a song, maybe.
Okay. So, all right. So here's the next song in the album called Rubber and Glue.
Yeah.
Hello, Mrs. Kensington, show us a good time. We've been sitting here forever, waiting for our wine. We've been talking about the future, we've been talking about the same. But without a glass of spirits, we'll be forced to play the game. I kicked your ass in Mario Kart, I think you let me win. All you needed was a turtle shell to make my world spin. Let's look at all these pictures of an old important place. I'll be glad to take your gum now, I'll be glad to take your face. I'm leaving now forever, I'll see you when I'm back. I'll be tired from the plane ride, I'll be acting kind of whack. And as soon as I wake up, then I'll have to go from here. Just another kingly problem for the human of the year. I'd like to feel the feeling when we looked into our eyes. I felt a strong connection, but I'm really not surprised. With all your mousy instinct and all my lion might, we hit 3 targets in one day, we'll hit 3 more tonight. I never thought I'd see a day I wouldn't see those eyes. The poison running through my veins caught me by surprise. No, you cannot leave yet. Have another beer. We've got so much to finish. It's the reason that I'm here. Leaving now forever. I'll see you when I'm back. I'll be tired from the plane ride. I'll be acting kind of whack. And as soon as I wake up, then I'll have to go from here. Just another kingly problem for the human of the year.
So that was Reverend Glue.
Yes. I feel like this is an appropriate time for me to mention how important the contributions of my bandmates were to the album.
Okay.
I came up with the songs, and I would show Timmy them. Dan would hear about them last. But it was great anyway. And there were times where I was like, I don't think that really works. And basically, it never got changed. And then I ended up liking it way more than anything I could have ever come up with, which is amazing. It's amazing. Like, sometimes it's just like, I think it's going to bug me hearing that. And then as it bakes into my mind, it's almost like it couldn't have been any other way. And that was all the contributions of Timmy and Dan. And Timmy just was a mastermind about other things as well. Like in Rubber and Glue, you hear a lot of really ambient, like in the background.
Yeah.
That's a lot of backwards guitar that he figured out on his own. And also he had the idea of taking that piano interlude from the first half and reversing it and putting it in various different sections of the song.
Right.
So he totally filled out this sonic landscape of the song with textures that I couldn't have even thought of. And he did it so well, I think. Yeah. Like the ending of the song, the breakdown, is filled with a bunch of backwards guitars, and I can't imagine the song without that. It was he totally did that. And also Dan would come up with beats that I'm just so bad with beats. The beats that I wanted didn't sound good. And I'm like, I don't know, you guys do whatever you want. And every time they showed me, I didn't like it. But they were all right. Like, they were all the right thing. I'm dumb when it comes to drums. So, like, they completed the songs. Okay. They filled it in ways that I could not have. So, it's just, I'm so happy to have them.
Yeah.
The Sundots.
How did you come up with the name for the band?
We might change it still. We haven't really... We didn't have we had 100 names.
We were rescind that question then?
No. It's a good conversation that I'll talk about on my own for 10 minutes straight.
Yes, please.
So what happened was Timmy didn't want anything with too much gravitas.
Right.
And I didn't know what was good for me. So I kept pitching these ideas that weren't good. And he kept pitching these ideas that were just terrible, like just grotesque. And we could not agree on anything. And we had a group chat of the three of us just sending band names. It was, stressful.
What was the worst one?
I don't know. I think, I don't know. I don't remember. But I remember one of the bad ones was like Banana Democracy. And... just a really bad one was like Tempest Blue.
That is
stupid.
Oof.
Timmy thought it had too much gravitas. I was like, yeah, you're right. It's a bad name.
I can't tell if it has too much gravitas or no gravitas.
It's a stupid name.
Yeah.
And, okay. So basically any good I always wanted to have a band called the Ready Freddies. But, of course, there's 7 bands called the Ready Freddies. The problem is, at this point in history, every band name is taken.
Yeah.
And we discovered, Timmy suggested the Sundots, and I liked the old 60s, like the Beatles, the Animals, the Sundots type of feel to it. And it was available. No one wanted to use this name. So we took it, and we looked online, and there wasn't a band. But we recently discovered that there is a newer company, since we've looked it up, called Sundots.
Oh.
I think either one word or 2 words, but we are the Sundots. The company is Edible Sunscreen.
Interesting.
Could you repeat that phrase one more time?
Sundots are edible sunscreen.
Oh.
So, like, accidentally, if you eat it, it's safe for you? Or, like,
no,
you're supposed to
it's
eat
It's like the vitamins I was talking about, where you don't want to put on sunscreen, but you eat the delicious vitamin and you get the nutrients.
That's so weird.
Except, I don't
know if I trust that.
You eat... So you would eat the sunscreen.
You eat the sunscreen. I don't know what it tastes like. I wonder if it tastes like sunscreen.
For some reason, all I can think of is the Johnson & Johnson No-Tear shampoo.
Right.
Like
where you can eat it, or you can eat it, but it won't hurt
it.
you.
No.
It'll get in your eyes, but it won't make you cry. No tears.
No tears. Alright.
Yeah, who hasn't wanted to eat sunscreen though? I've always wanted to eat it.
What?
So, but I knew it would be harmful. So I think this is why they invented the sun.
What?
It just
I've
looks...
never had like the urge to eat sunscreen.
You telling me you haven't pooted some on your hand, looked at that dollop, and gone, man, that looks like sour cream.
No.
No.
It
I
looks
want
like
to lick it.
I've never
disgusting
ever
oil.
had that.
Maybe I'm weird.
Maybe.
I've seen too many movies.
So moving on to the next song, I guess.
Okay, yes.
So this
Oh
is
wait, no,
called-
I wasn't done. With
I'm sorry.
So
I'm
we
sorry.
changed the name from the Sundots
Yes.
to Modern Victoria,
Okay.
which I really liked. Well, it just kind of seemed like we were making artistic statement with that name.
Okay.
It was named after Victoria, our friend Fraser,
Oh.
because she's a modern Victoria,
Yeah.
a modern lady. You know,
Yeah.
she does everything. She's
Yeah.
strong,
Strong like bull.
like a bull. But we just, we changed it back to the Sundots.
Okay.
All right, the next song is called "Girl with the Moon in Her Hair." We had a version of this song with me singing, but it just sounded too janky. This might be one of my favorite songs.
Okay.
Wouldn't say that though I wouldn't say that out loud.
Mhm.
But it didn't sound good in my recording. The piano was weird, the percussion was weird, my voice didn't seem good. So I'm like, okay, Timmy, we're gonna do it from scratch. I'm gonna go back to the studio and re-record the piano, and you're gonna be the singer of this song, and it'll be a good break from my voice because it can get annoying after a while. So Timmy's the singer now.
Yeah.
Timmy came up with his own bass line this time, 10 times better. He did all the percussion himself. Dan's
Dang.
not even in this song, but he plays it live, his own arrangement.
Does Dan know that?
I have not brought it up to him, and I'm wondering if he's noticed.
Okay. Well, let's just shove that under a rug. Okay.
Let's move on from this awkward moment.
Right. So here is Girl with the Moon in Her Hair.
Look me in the eyes, my eyes, and realize all we are.
And we back.
So I came up with the piano part of that song. I was working at a piano store as a receptionist, and Evola Music in Michigan, they're wonderful. You should buy a piano from them.
Okay.
And I had to shampoo the carpets one night, and so I went and rented the shampoo machine and cleared out one of the rooms and was just so bored. And it was this constant... So what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
You guys know what I did.
Yeah.
I just started improvising over that drone. Yeah. Right? And then I just kind of got sick of doing like Indian style Mixolydian. And then eventually I just started humming this thing like and I was like, what? So I actually still have the voice memo recording of that
With the
exact moment.
Yes.
Like, what? Where I was like, well, that's kind of an interesting thing I've never thought of before in my whole life. And couldn't even think of if I tried. Like, I just uttered that thing. Okay, all right. Gil,
Yes.
please ask me more questions. I love when you ask me questions.
Yes. Yes, my dear Chet.
Claire, feel free to chime in.
Oh, it's good. Look, I'll let Gil have this one go.
No, you should ask this.
Why?
It's a good question.
All right. So we've asked this on like every show. I think it's just like part of like one of like the Stan and Jill like checklists, kind of like ask this question, talk about our friend who's obsessed with One Direction. Like we
yeah, I
like
haven't
run
done
through a
that yet.
list. And so our friend Katie Hyrie, who you know, Constantine.
Oh, I know her, yeah.
Yeah. She was
She's
like,
great.
she's like, hear me out. The one day she was like, what would you do for an infinite backpack of chocolate milk? And that's just like such an odd question to begin with because there's already so many questions. Like, how does this backpack refill? Do I have to refill it myself? Like, is there like a dispensary? Like, is the backpack clean? How do you get the chocolate milk? Like, does it have to be a backpack?
I think there, if I may,
Yeah, go.
I think there's a straw coming out of the backpack.
Oh, sorry. We can clarify a few things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
These are all
So-
questions we have answers to
Yes.
now.
Oh, okay.
So it has to be a backpack. It is completely sanitary.
It's just a canvas backpack.
Yes, it automatically refills. You don't have to go anywhere for it. And there's like a camelback, like kind of like hiking, like straw that comes out of it.
I understand.
So the question is, what would you do for an infinite backpack of chocolate milk or with an infinite backpack of chocolate milk?
I'm going to answer with.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
With an infinite backpack of chocolate milk, I will give it. I know exactly what I'm going to do.
Mhm.
I'm going to give it to Timmy, and I'll tell you why. That grown man loves chocolate milk. I've seen that man sitting at his kitchen table in his underpants, like 80% of his hairy body, just sitting at that kitchen table. Sipping chocolate milk.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
I feel like that's when I see him the most. That's where we've had most of our most philosophical, existential conversations, was sitting at the kitchen table in our underpants with him drinking chocolate milk.
Yeah.
Not kidding. And also, you guys should see him drink the chocolate milk. It's really beautiful. And also his little brother Nico loves chocolate milk as well. He's about 9 or 10 years old, and he is just bananas. He's just choco for cuckoo milk. And
Something
if
like
I had an
something's wrong
infinite,
there.
if I had a bottomless backpack of chocolate milk,
Sure.
I would give it to those two, because it is just something else to see them sip on a nice. I wouldn't say glass, but like maybe like a plastic rubber, that rubbery plastic
yeah. Tupperware.
synthesis
Yep.
of,
Oh, yeah.
but it's in the shape of a glass.
Yes.
It's just
Yep.
not called a glass. It's like a cup, but it's tall.
Yeah.
Just fill it to the brim with chocolate milk, and these two will slam it.
Well,
That was a really satisfying answer.
that was one of the best ones I think we've gotten. Because
Thank
I feel
you.
like most people are like, what on earth? Like,
No, that's a good question, actually.
Some people choose to do good with the chocolate milk.
yeah, like give it
to
away.
charity.
Oh.
Some people choose to do evil with the chocolate milk.
Mm.
I asked a few friends of mine when I was home over break, and they brought up the destructive capabilities of this backpack
Oh.
because they theorized that it would technically have to have infinite pressure.
You could flood the earth with it,
You could.
too.
So
Or
I
like
think this-
selling it. Some people have like been like, yeah, I'm going to sell
Yeah.
the chocolate milk.
Oh,
with great power comes great
Yeah,
responsibility.
the magic of it will be worth millions, I think.
Mhm.
I think this is an act of charity because not only am I giving chocolate milk to Timmy, but the
Sure.
joy that he will exude will,
Sure.
We'll make the
reach-
world a better
will
place.
reach people.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fair.
So the next song we have up is "Sun in Your Eyes." So would you like to say anything about that?
I would not like to listen to this song.
You would not like to
Let's
listen to this
skip
song.
over to
Okay.
That is what we would like to say about this song.
it's this is a cool song. It's just not
Okay.
what I think we can't listen to the whole album.
No.
Yeah, so
we
we got to
run out
pick
of
and
time.
choose.
Well,
That's
let's see
fair.
what do we have here. We have
Not enough
running
time.
out of time.
Never enough time.
Let's go over to let's do Abigail.
Abigail,
Yeah.
great choice.
Thank you. This was the very first complete song that I wrote for this album, and actually inspired me to write more.
Okay.
I didn't think of myself much of a songwriter before this song.
Okay.
Oh, wholesome.
Well, so here it is, Abigail.
Listen as I tell my tale about a lass named Abigail. It broke mine heart when she set sail at the top of the morning at 9. I changed my mind, I moved along, I got real sad, I wrote a song that sounds like something's wrong, but it's not, I assure you I'm fine. But why am I keeping people who keep me from sleeping? Sleeping is all I am dreaming of, so why, oh why am I keeping people who keep me from sleeping? I'm not the one she's dreaming of. The other girl is quite alright. She's not my cup of tea at night. The night was never known for light, so I left to be on my own. There can't be an alternative. I've given all I've got to give. You won't feel life until you live, and I'll never live alone. Then why am I keeping people who keep me from sleeping? Sleeping is all I am dreaming of, so why, oh why am I keeping people who keep me from sleeping? She's not the one I'm dreaming of. So now the sun shall simmer down, the moon is making midnight's crown, and I'm asleep and sound as the cars pass by.
All right, so that was Abigail. I really like the Boogie Woogie section in the
Boogie
middle.
Woogie, yeah.
That's real fun.
Yeah, it's Bob.
We wanted to kind of. I really like Nina Simone recordings, and there's this one recording of I want your love and I don't want to borrow. Da da da, get back tomorrow. Da 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 da. I forget the name of it, but she goes into this Bach fugue type thing. She totally starts doing jazzy Bach counterpoint.
Yeah.
And her drummer and her guitarist are just going along. And you hear these noodles on the guitar, contrapuntal as well, going with her fugue.
That's wild.
And you don't quite realize it's the guitar. So what I wanted when we mixed that part is I wanted the guitar to be doing its own thing, contrapuntal to the piano. But I wanted it to be mixed so that it wasn't like showing off the guitar or the piano. Like I just you kind of choose to listen to whatever you want in that moment.
Right.
And then the drums are doing their own tap dance inspired boogie woogie.
Boogie Woogie.
Boogie woogie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I have another question that I wanted to ask about this album. So you have people can't obviously see this because it's a radio and you don't have eyes when you're listening. That was weird. You still have eyes. Anyways, not saying anything about anyone's eyes.
I hope
They're
so.
probably
All right,
lovely.
you can just
Yeah.
hear us. You can't see us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's
Words are great.
that's what he meant to say.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
All right.
Perfect. Perfect.
Make your point.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But you have all this great artwork for each track.
Thank you.
Do you want to tell who did that and how did that come about?
I really like the painter René Magritte.
Yes.
And he has that very famous portrait of the pipe. And it's just a canvas with a brown background or something like that. And then the pipe in the middle. And underneath is the cursive, "This is not a pipe."
Yeah.
And it's like an ironic commentary on what it's
Yeah.
saying. And
It's in that whole reference is in The Fault in Our Stars.
Yeah? Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
So for those that aren't super familiar with art, aka me, but are super familiar with pop culture.
The Fault in Our Stars.
Yeah, there you go.
You might recognize this painting.
Yes.
So he's my absolute favorite artist, and I kind of wanted that. I like the cursive aesthetic for the name the Sundots, and I don't remember why I decided to go off of that because I like the very clean look, and I liked having an object that ironically was a commentary on each song, like the lion. I'm not going to give away all the secrets.
Okay.
All right.
But there's like a reason. Some are obvious, some aren't for the image. I kind of each song has a portrait, and I wanted the color of each portrait to be the color that I thought the song gave out.
Okay.
So each one has its own color, which I think I identify with the music itself.
Okay.
And then the image, and so we Timmy has a friend in L.A. who he went to high school with and was also in his last band, Chief Larson and the Fire Puppets, who also have an album on Spotify that's very, very good that you should hear.
Okay.
But Colin had to move, and the band kind of disbanded.
As you do.
Because they left Michigan State, but Colin's not only is a good guitarist, and he sings too, and he writes music, but he also he's a very good painter. So we commissioned him,
Cool.
and he was amazingly compliant with all of my demands, and we created the artwork out of what he did.
Nice.
That's awesome.
It's very nice.
Do you associate does everything have a color for you? Or do you have to think about the songs? Because there are some people, there's a term for it. It's
Synesthesia or something.
Yes.
No, it's not
Yeah.
like that, but I enjoy making those connections.
yeah. Okay.
It's not like I hear a color immediately, but it's weird. Mozart's Symphony in A major, 29, I think. I hear orange.
Really?
I think that symphony is orange.
Huh.
I feel like the Hafner Symphony is like a nice blue. And the Jupiter Symphony is yellow. And the Symphony in G minor, number 40, is like a very dark purple, maybe like black.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get that with some things. Like the Fauré Cantique de Genre Scene always is purple to me.
Yeah, you
And I
see?
feel like D flat.
Really?
D flat always feels kind of purple.
Right, yeah. You can...
I have a gentle red for the Cantique des Genres.
Oh, nice.
That's I don't know why.
See, it's different for each person.
Yeah.
These are always really weird, interesting conversations.
Yeah.
I love to have them.
Nolan
You know?
has a classmate who has synesthesia, I think.
That's
Veronica Mansour.
Oh yeah.
She plays cello.
Yeah, she's
sister
amazing.
of Alex Mansour.
Yeah.
she heard Blue Skies, which I think is a yellow. That's why the portrait is yellow.
Yeah.
And asked her what color she heard, and it was different than what I thought. It's different than what I had in mind. And she has seen it. She actually has this
Yeah,
synesthesia.
That's so cool.
So
Yeah.
I don't remember what she said. She might have said blue, but I don't know.
As you might expect.
As you might expect. Maybe she said white. I don't know. But like I thought of it as always a yellow.
Also, since you brought up Veronica and Alex, I feel like I should take this opportunity to make another pitch. This weekend on Saturday, which is tomorrow, as some would like to say, the orchestra has a concert in which they're going to be performing a new piece that Alex wrote for the orchestra, and we've like talked about it in like the composers group on campus, and it's amazing. So if you're free this Saturday, go to the orchestra concert. It's going to be wild.
Yeah, it might be free. That'd be nice.
So anyways, the next song that you have selected for us is Tiny Timid Kisses.
Yeah. I had a crush on a girl in my French class at my last school, Wichita State. The song is about that. I wanted it to have like a Frenchish vibe.
Okay.
It's mostly fiction.
Okay.
I actually showed her the song. She thought it was great. She just was very entertained by it.
And?
Huh?
And? How did it go?
Yeah, I mean, whatever. You know, I don't live anywhere near that area. Yeah, so, like, no, it's, we, just, you know, I had to move away.
Okay.
We never really.
We don't have to talk about
we never became a couple or anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
that's who
here's-
Mademoiselle Jenny is, if that's her real name.
Dun dun dun.
All right. Well, here it is. Tiny Timid Kisses.
Yeah.
Mademoiselle Jenny, look me in the eyes again. Hold still, now's the moment. Mademoiselle Jenny, pay attention. I only want to say this once. You look good in orange, and I like your style. Take off your sweater, stay for a while. Jelly crepes, cordon bleu, wouldn't taste so good as you. And I want you to. And since you need me, what else could I do? Tiny timid kisses that spill from your eyes. Mademoiselle Jenny, you'll be my demise. J'ai sauvé votre image. Je le garde pour de bon. Je le regarde souvent sur mon téléphone. Mademoiselle Jenny, give me your hand. If you truly love me, you'd make me your man. Tiny timid kisses that spill from your eyes. Mademoiselle Jenny, you'll be my demise. Tiny timid kisses that spill from your eyes. Mademoiselle Jenny, you'll be my demise. Mademoiselle Jenny. you are up to no good. Why you have left me, Mademoiselle Jenny, I've never understood.
All right.
And we're back.
And we are back.
Back on the clock.
Yes. Hello.
By the way, Regina Spektor and Ingrid Michaelson, these are all people who also count as Baroque Pop. People would say Ben Folds, Baroque Pop, or who else would be? I mean, obviously Queen is great because you hear straight up Mozartian passages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love of my life, la la la. Right? The piano part is totally like something from. So yeah, it's way more common than you think.
Okay.
I just feel like this was always I always liked writing music, and I wasn't sure if I would be a good classical composer.
Yeah.
And also I would really like to bring people into classical music, and I wanted to use this medium.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I like pop music as well. I love it. I love the Beatles. I love everything. I have a lot of favorites. I love AC/DC a lot. There's so much to learn from AC/DC even.
I feel like also...
Not even. There's... even because you wouldn't associate it normally
Right.
with this,
Sure.
but like there's a lot to learn from AC/DC. Just saying.
I feel like that's also like, in a way, more...
Want to point out that I'm wearing an AC/DC shirt right now.
You
He
can't
is,
see
can't-
it because
yeah.
you don't have eyes.
You don't.
Can confirm.
You
But
have eyes, Gil and Claire.
Yes.
We do.
You saw it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We
great.
affirm that you are wearing AC/DC. He's not
Oh
lying.
my gosh. Okay, that's a relief.
I was just gonna say, I think in a way that's like more challenging though than doing like one or the other. You know?
Yeah, because now
Trying
you
to
have to
bridge
like
that gap.
blend these two and like fit two different audiences, you know, because like I think that's one of the reasons that like Gil and I like this album so much is that like because we've like talked about it like over like the past week since it's come out, is that like it's a blend of like kind of like I feel like we both have like a foot in like a classical music like style and like all of that stuff, but also like a foot in like the pop culture and like you know like Mumford and Sons.
You got to bring in both ideas, and you have to be very picky too.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot that doesn't work.
Yeah.
Right.
So out of all the ideas that I've ever come up with, I've thrown almost all of them away.
Yeah.
Except for basically these 11 songs.
Right.
So even in this next song, this one that we'll finish with, Blue Skies, you'll hear it starts off with what is just Alberti bass, something you'd find at starting off a Mozart sonata.
Yes.
So that's all I really have to say about Blue Skies.
All right. Well, since we probably won't talk afterwards, thank you so much for coming. It's
Yeah.
been a blast.
Oh man, I would that I could do this every Friday.
Yeah, we're so happy to have you. We love your album and your band.
Thank you.
Also,
we love you more.
Oh.
wholesome.
I mean that too.
Constantine has like the Sundots also has have a couple music videos for some of your songs, which I think are just like super fun. So if anybody wants to go visually, like and audibly listen to these songs, they are on YouTube.
Give their YouTube page a subscribe.
Yeah.
Facebook
And-
page a like.
Facebook page you like is important so that people know we exist.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. He has a Facebook page. They're on Spotify. They're absolutely wonderful.
Yeah. Oh, well, thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. So thank you again.
And iTunes too.
And
iTunes.
iTunes. Yes. Of course. So
Not
thank you
everywhere.
again for
All right. Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
being on Stan and Jill.
Absolutely.
Everyone else, we'll see you next week.
All right.
And we'll take you out with Blue Skies.
She could be famous, living the good life. Why should she stay here? Why should she leave? Wish I could help her, give her an answer. Wish I could tell her what to believe. Looks in the mirror, know that she's got it. Whether she gets there, whether she stops, she'll still be dreaming, she'll still to be happy, living her good life, life at the top. Listen, darling, don't get in your way. You're gonna make it some other day. Just keep on doing if what you're doing is what you love. And girl, remember that you're enough. She could be famous, living the good life, and that's what she's doing from a different thread. Looks at her past life, nothing but blue skies. Now she looks forward to looking ahead. Listen, darling, don't get in your way. You're gonna make it some other day. Just keep on doing if what you're doing is what you love. And girl, remember that you're enough. Listen, darling, don't get in your way. You're gonna make it some other day. Just keep on doing if what you're doing is what you love. And girl, remember that you're enough.
I'm Joanne Davidson Fahy, class of 2003 and former assistant station manager. Streaming worldwide online from wvfi.nd.edu, this is WVFI, Notre Dame, Indiana.